My mother said we had to leave home. The communists were...
For the first time, the short film features people who are still alive. It tells the harrowing story of a Vietnamese family. They were among 1 million people who fled Vietnam after the fall of Saigon. They're known as the Boat People, and we also meet those who welcomed them to their new home.
We would never forget our escape from Vietnam. We were lost. Nobody wanted us.
Welcome to Canada.
Canada chose us.
The Trinh family was among the thousands to flee Vietnam. It's their harrowing tale of survivor that's depicted in this new Heritage Minute. And if that Trinh name sounds familiar, that's because their oldest daughter, Judy, is a freelance reporter who often works with the CBC. She spoke earlier about her parents' reaction to the video.
My sister watched it with them, and they were very emotional. I didn't know this until much later, but my mother could not sleep. She kept on waking up in the middle of the night. She would have nightmares of that moment. In the video, the Heritage Minute, what you see is the older daughter, myself, actually just jumping off. But what really happened was that my dad jumped first, and he was beckoning for me to come, but I was too scared. I was 4 years old. I didn't want to go. So my mother had to physically toss me overboard, and then she jumped with my sister. So that moment has haunted her and has given her nightmares for more than a decade.
It does end, though, with Welcome to Canada, right? So tell us about your early days growing up in Lethbridge, Alberta.
Well, one of the funny things is that you see in the Heritage Minute, a young girl gets a Montreal Canadiens toque. The true story is that we got a Montreal Canadiens jacket in Lethbridge, Alberta, of all places in Flames territory. But there was a C and an H on the chest, and we didn't know what the C and the H stood for. But my dad said that the C stood for Canada, and I always assumed that the H stood for home.